What is up, guys? My name is SamSirgo715, and today I want to talk about custom maps and mods in Zombies and how they could integrate them into consoles or port custom maps and mods onto consoles. I've had this idea ever since they confirmed that there would be mod support for PC for Black Ops 3. I've kind of just felt like this is a thing that they should do. And basically, my idea for mods on console would be if every month they take maybe one, maybe three, maybe five community maps, probably like one or three are the most would be the most likely. And they take these maps that are either voted as the best of the month or Treyarch employees kind of pick them out as the best of the month, and they add them into the console thing, and they sell each map for like $5 or whatever it is the Giant sells for, and they split that money half and half with the creator of the map. So what this does is that basically if a creator is getting like $2 every time somebody buys a map, then they're gonna work pretty goddamn hard at making a really good map, because if your map gets featured in the Black Ops 3 game, like imagine how many players are gonna see that every day. And I, for one, would probably be the first in line to get buy another season. I would pay for another season pass just to get like one or three maps every month. And like getting your map on that screen would mean a lot of money and a lot of exposure for your future maps. And obviously, I mean, modders on World at War do this, and I would be shocked if it didn't happen for Black Ops 3, where they ask for donations. Like, if you enjoyed the map, go ahead and give me like $2, because, you know, it's not free to make custom maps. I mean, it takes time and it takes money to buy the equipment. So obviously it would be a good thing for the community if mappers or modders actually got paid to make the maps, because obviously that just incentivizes people to make really good maps. And on the other side, you have Treyarch, who would be making tons of money off this, probably more than from like the normal microtransactions in game, where they're releasing like zombie maps, and it could also be mods and like multiplayer maps, like mods on multiplayer. But I mean, I'm just kind of like going off custom zombies right now. And I mean, Treyarch would make tons of money off this probably, because I mean, who doesn't want more zombies content, especially if it's going to be like, obviously if Treyarch put out a map every month for like the next year, then there's going to be quite a bit of, you know, it wouldn't be up to par. Every map wouldn't be up to par. But when you have like 20,000 people, I don't know how many people make custom maps, but say like 20,000 people make custom maps and they're working on them on like all their spare time, you're gonna get some really good custom maps, and you've seen that with World at War. And it would not surprise me at all if there are custom maps that are far superior to some Treyarch maps in terms of Easter eggs, in terms of map development, in terms of, I mean, maybe not graphics, because Treyarch have the tools to be able to make their own stuff in their own engine, while the custom map makers don't really have all the same tools as Treyarch. But like just having like thousands of people work on maps to make them as good as they can, rather than just have like the one team at Treyarch working on maps, would just produce far better and far more content than Treyarch could ever hope to produce. And they'd be making money off it, and the creators would be making money off it, and the players would be happy, because I mean the players want more zombies maps. So like, who is losing on this? I mean, maybe Infinite Warfare, maybe that's why they wouldn't do it, but like, still, I mean, Activision is still the owner of the entire series. Like, maybe they want to shift the focus onto the newest game in the series, but if they're making shit tons of money from Black Ops 3, it's not like they're going to be like, oh, okay, I guess we'll just cut off that giant revenue stream and we'll just focus on this new game that has the lowest pre-order rates in the history of the, like, ever since like COD 5, probably, I would guess. Because COD 4 was when COD got really big, so I would assume that World at War had quite a high pre-order rate. I don't even know if you could pre-order back then. I am a youngin', But anyways, that's beside the point. Like, they would make shit tons of money off this, and there's just no reason for them not to do it. Sure, there would be some complications of porting it onto console, and like, if there are updates for the map, or if there are things the creator adds to the map that would, I mean, you couldn't really update the map, or maybe you could, because if they're doing one a month, that's 12 a year. That's very manageable in terms of like, because like if a creator wants to update the map, what the initial thought would be was just like, oh, just let them upload a file to Treyarch. But then that causes lots of complications if you guys don't already know. I mean, it seems very obvious to me, but if you don't see what I'm talking about, like, they could just upload a file that's just like swastikas everywhere. Or, I mean, I guess World at War was kind of like that, so just like dicks on all the walls, that would just not be a good idea. But if you have 12 maps a month, or even like 36 maps a month, if you're doing 3, or like a year, I mean, if they do this for 1 year, then like 36 maps is, sure, it's a pretty high amount to be maintaining daily, but like with a full team at Treyarch, they could probably review like updates for each map, like maybe like once a month, maybe they'll update it, or like bi-monthly, like once every other month. I mean, that's not a huge amount of work for Treyarch to be able to screen these updates before they upload them. Yeah, I don't know, it just doesn't make any sense to me why they're keeping it to PC, but I mean, obviously it's a lot simpler, and the Treyarch team want to be working on the next COD game that they're doing, so I don't know. I see the argument against this, but it just seems like a no-brainer, like a great way to get tons of money and have tons of happy people. But yeah, I'm also just a little bit salty because I don't have a PC that can run Black Ops that well. But yeah, anyways, let me know what you guys think. Would this be a good idea? Would this be a bad idea? I'm assuming you guys would probably want this if you own a console. But let me know your thoughts on like why would this or why wouldn't this work, or possible improvements to what could make this better or stuff like that. And leave a like and subscribe. Peace out.